Hello, Miriam. How are you?
Hello, Muhammad. I can't believe it that it's really happening. We were talking so many times about meeting each other
Yeah,
that way. Now
that's
it's done.
and we are there, and with you as always with the lovely, charming smile of yours. So,
Ah,
I mean, I remember when we were in Italy having that dinner. Wow, what an evening that was! I mean, you and Florian made me and my wife, really feel. I don't have words to describe that feeling. By the way,
thank you so much for that evening. And people who are watching may ask themselves, what evening?
yeah,
What, why? Who is Muhammad and who is Miriam and what are they doing together?
exactly. Uh, For our viewers, by the way, my name is Mohammed Ali. I am an NLP trainer, body language master trainer. I have the privilege to be trained with Richard Bandler, together with Miriam and her husband Florian. And I think that was one of the best moments of my life to have found a company of so many lovely, I would say, bouquet of flowers all from all around the world. If I'm not wrong, we were around 200 people. So that's me. We'll just you'll find more about me as well while we go through it. Because me and Miriam, before I request Miriam to introduce her, we decided that it's time we should start something which is fusion of cultures. So that's what this talk is all about. So Miriam, let them know who you are, your viewers and my viewers.
Yeah, it really is. It feels like a little wonder because when I'm an NLP trainer as well. I'm a communications trainer. I'm working for all sorts of media in Germany. So I'm a German woman. And yes, I met Muhammad first time in Orlando, USA. That's already cultural fusion. If people from all over the world are getting together to talk about communication.
That's right.
And one of my first really intense impressions was that no matter what language we were talking about, in every language, no matter if it's German, if it's Arabian, if it's Italian, if it's Chinese or Japanese, there are all over the world the same misunderstandings, the same problems with some words people choose to make things not really clear. And when Muhammad asked me to do a sort of communications, cultural fusion video podcast, I said, yes, when can I underwrite?
Go for it.
It's time for that.
That's right.
I couldn't believe it that in every language there are these existing things that make people feel negatively. And yes, it's skilling.
I would like to add here for our audience, especially some people might not, agree too much with it, but I guess majority will agree. Me and Mariam, we are both from a school of thought where we say to avoid negativity on a daily basis is the first step towards success. So the way we start our day is not watching this news and that news, this bad thing and that bad thing. We watch, if we have to, we watch the good parts, good news, and the good vibes that we share with each other. What do you think, Mariam?
That's really true. And I think that's the most important message that this first video podcast is going to broadcast to the people who are interested in it is that we met so many different people and everybody was strong or doing with a lot of energy, doing things to make himself or herself feel better and more positive, and to focus on aims that are really important for not only peace on earth and success and whatever people want to. The most important thing that I felt talking to you and other people in Orlando was that everybody is happy and thankful for love and for fun and for enjoying this life, no matter where on earth. And sometimes if you watch what is happening out there, lots of people are only talking about the things that are bad. So that's well, we can come to that later, because there was one moment in a WhatsApp group when I read something about you, Muhammad, that opened up my eyes one more time. I mean, that they opened up every day, lots of times, but that was amazing. So the first thing that is interesting for me is, how do you get along in your country, in the town, the city, Dubai you live in, with that negative things that come from the outside?
Very, very interesting question, Miriam. Uh, as you mentioned, there are different cultures that we met one day for 6 days in Orlando. I would like to add here, we meet more than 200 cultures in Dubai every day. Dubai is a really global city, and hats off, salute to the rulers of Dubai, the management who is running the country, the government, the way they have done these things. The blend is so beautifully mixed that they all live together very coherently. So a lot of and negative energy which people would try to bring from outside is actually being filtered at the government level, which is one of the best things I like about living in Dubai. The government makes sure that if you are good, you get good. And I believe if all governments start following this path, the overall environment around us will become more cozy, loving, lovable. Because one thing that I noticed, Miriam, and as you very well pointed that out too, that everybody around us is hungry only for one thing. It's not money, it's not like power, it's not lust, it's not anything. It's love. And there's a big, big, big difference between love and everything aside. You know, if as I say always, a happy performer is the best performer. And happiness is an emotion. Being a body language trainer, I can tell you this, that happiness is an emotion which cannot be faked when it is really coming, especially in this part of your eyes.
Yeah,
You cannot fake it. Emotions, our emotional brain, our limbic brain, our amygdala is such a nice gift of God to us that it makes us react based on the actual situation. So when I look around people, when I'm looking around people around me, of course, I also see, let me put it this way. It's not that I am a saint and I don't see any negativity. I do see negativity as well. But the way I look at it is, okay, in NLP, we have this term called reframing. So I basically reframe it. Okay, what else can I do to like the person? Everybody deserves a second chance.
That's true. I love it already.
Yeah.
This is so beautiful. Now there's one situation that I remember quite well. We like lots of people who are watching us, we have a WhatsApp group with all the trainers, that NLP trainers that are licensed by Dr. Richard Bandler. It was a great time in Orlando, and we have a lot to tell to each other, and we're helping each other in our trainings, and it's great. But they're coming from all cultures, from all over the earth. And I was wondering, when the first one was writing, which is a very European and Christian thing, Happy Easter to everybody. And the first thing I did was, this is not the right group to say Happy Easter, because we have people who do not know what's Easter. And then you did something that for me was the idea of, this is global love. This is what it means. And I think I told you.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Because, Miriam, there is enough, I only say there's enough of negativity being spread, enforced on us. So what difference does it make if I give you a smile? What difference does it make if I let you feel good? It doesn't take anything away from me. If it does, yes, probably I'll hide it because I don't want to take my heart. But costs me nothing, right? But it brings me a lot of profit, a lot of revenue, a lot of satisfaction. You know how the profit and revenue comes? With the smile that you have, with the thinking process that you said yourself that changed you, transformed you, because you thought, oh my God, this group was not meant for that, right? So it opens up our misconceptions. I also have misconceptions. You might probably have some. A lot of people have many. So it's duty of people between like us. I mean, you and mine talking about our NLP group. You know, I was talking to one of our colleagues today, and I was telling him that each one of that group was really a blessed flower, you know, and everyone is blossoming, and it makes me feel happy. It doesn't take anything away from me if I feel happy. I always, I'm sorry, I'm taking a bit long in this one because this is very close to my heart.
That's cool.
Yeah, I always, I've been asked this question on the TV shows that I have been appearing, that why people have jealousy. And my answer is very, very simple. When we meet someone that who has, for example, some bad day, some death at home, or some kind of a negative event, we, even if we don't feel that feeling, that emotion, we do try to, you know, put sorrow on our bodies, on our face, and we try to look gloomy so that we can make this person feel that we are with them, right? But when we go and we find out somebody else is making good money, he's making good name, he is getting bigger and better, what we do is we do not want to have that small feeling inside. What we do is we bring that negative feeling and a fake smile, yeah, and say, "Hey, it was nice to know you are good, doing good." Why don't we do that when we go for somebody on a death and we say, "Ha ha, I am very happy. Your father died." Exactly. Excuse me, we cannot do that, right? Only and only if we start feeling 1%, and I'm not saying 99%, 1% of that feeling of happiness for the other person, we ourselves will change and the jealousy will go away. When I was in Pakistan recently doing my NLP master trainer and practitioner courses training as a trainer with my mentor Kamran Sultan. Uh, his sister Sumera, you know Sumera, she was with us in the course, and Sumera told me a story about her parents, which has changed me even more than what I was before. Her parents taught them as kids. She said, if there was a happiness at somebody's place, our parents taught us to be 3 times more happy than they are. And people say, why are you so happy? So he said, my father used to say that if you feel happiness for somebody else, God will send happiness to you from somewhere else. It's a feeling.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's why we do this video podcast, I think, because you know we know in business globalization is, we in NLP would say a normalization because it doesn't mean anything anymore. It just happens and it's for profit and it's for success, and if there's a need to get countries or people together from completely different cultures, they will get together because it's money. But the other way, or the other world around that I feel is in many parts very in a very huge distance because of political reasons, of religious reasons, which I never, even not as a child, felt at all. When I met somebody in a different country or in my country who was wandering I always met wonderful people. And I, even with 11 or 12 years, could not understand the news in the TV show that my father was watching, where they told us that there are differences in between religions that couldn't be overbridged. And that was, it was crazy because I felt that's not true.
I can understand that feeling very well.
I never made that experience, but everybody always, since I was born until today,
Yeah.
was talking about these cultural differences. And even if I would search them, what I'm not doing, but even if I would, where are they? Where are they? Here I find everywhere, I find people who love to live, have wonderful food, wonderful ideas, other ideas than I have. I can learn so much. I can't wait to visit you. I can't wait until you come with your family to visit Germany. So where's the problem? Can you tell me?
Miriam, you just stuck one thing very, very nicely in my brain right now. You just said cultural differences. And in NLP, we say there are certain things you want to move towards and certain things you want to move away. Instead of finding cultural differences, why shouldn't we preach and practice finding cultural similarities?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard this term? Never.
Nobody's talking about that. You know, that's the same. I often hear people say, if I want to be sad, I want to be sad. Please do nothing against it. My mother told me if there are tears, I have to cry them because they must come out. And that's the same thing. I never heard somebody talking. When I want to laugh because of no reason in the supermarket, lay me down on the floor, just laugh. I do not want people to believe I'm crazy. I never heard that. That's the other way around. You know, it's the same with these cultural differences that I never, ever felt. Perhaps there are bad guys in every country. Me personally, I do not know them. But perhaps it's not, most of the people are not.
See, it's the same thing which they say that it's not the NLP does not, for example, talking about NLP terms, we are not bothered about the content. We are bothered about the process, right? So the content is the person is not bad. The process is the behavior can be bad and all behaviors can be changed. They are all figmentation of somebody's imagination, right? So if, as Bandler says, Bandler says, NLP is figmentation of my imagination. So we are all, right? So absolutely, I am with you on this one. And this is, by the way, for the viewers' interest, this is one of the main aspects of this cultural fusion broadcast. We are going to bridge and bring together the cultural similarities. I have two eyes, Miriam has two eyes. Positive. I have a nose, she has a nose. Positive. Let's see how many positives we can find amongst each other, right?
Yeah.
Wherever you are, doesn't make any difference.
That's true. And I hope really that's the plan, I think, that Muhammad and I will meet in about 4-5 weeks space,
Right.
and talk about themes that we find in global ideas, or just private things, or people we meet, or things that happen to us, and then exchange what European people would think about it, what other people would think about it, what people around the world may think about it, or what NLP would think about it.
Absolutely. This reminds me of a poem which I read when I was about 9 years old. The poem is about a boy, and I think you have that in English, in English as well. The poem is about a boy who went to UK to meet the Queen, and when he went to meet the Queen, he saw that the coin is the same, the bread is the same, the roads are the same, the people are the same. So he said, why did I even bother to come here? I could have met all these similar people with similar culture, features and everything, similar bread, similar transportation systems, and I could have made my life good in where I am living, rather than crying over something, because he was like yelling and crying to his mom, I want to go there, I want to, instead of crying over something which is not there, which is the same and it is no difference. Uh, there was this king. He said, by the way, we are telling stories so that you can also enjoy. So there was this king who said to his, and this is my 2 cents for today's podcast, and I'll give it up to that for you to take it over from there. He asked his prime minister, "Tell me, how can I know if my people are happy people?" The prime minister was a wise man. He said, "Would take a box, fill it with 99 shillings or pounds, okay, or whatever currency you want to call it, and drop it at somebody's doorstep, and then see what happens." He said, "What will happen?" He said, "Don't worry, just do it and then see." So the king goes out, he puts it there, and knocks the door, and leaves from the place. So the guy comes out, and he sees a bag full of coins. So he takes out the 99 coins, and so he starts counting the coins, and he says, "Oh my God, this is 99. Where is the 100th one?" So he starts going, finding the 100th one. He couldn't. He wakes his family up in the middle of the night. They all are searching for that one coin which is missing, apparently. And for the next 2 days, they couldn't find. So the king asked his prime minister, "What is this?" The prime minister said, "Oh my king, this is normal people who do not want to see the 99 blessings they have. They are looking for that one missing blessing which might never come." See, we are in search of that one blessing. We forget the 99. Isn't it?
It's, I think that's a quite good metaphor because it works all over the planet. And the things that I see, because I want to find them, I do not search anymore, because I want to find them, is that there are lots and lots and lots of people in so many countries that are standing up and yelling, it's time for that change. It's time to open up our eyes and see that there are so many things prepared for us.
Absolutely.
That's really good.
Like this.
It's going to be, we'll have a great time, Mohammed, with you outside who's watching.
Yeah, of course. You are the audience who is going to make this podcast a success because you're going to like it, share it, and enjoy it.
Yes. And yes, you are right. For us, and we did a lot to train our brain and to change perspective and to be intercultural. And I think that it's important to talk about the differences that are seen when people focus on them, to make them disappear. You know? And that's why we meet. That's why we both meet out of the time that we are meeting for dinner in Italy.
What a lovely, by the way, for the audience who don't know, the most interesting thing was that two people flew from Dubai, two people flew from Germany to have a lovely, sumptuous, amazing, outstanding dinner meeting in Rome.
That's so funny, because let me tell the story, because Muhammad wrote me, my wife and I, we will be in Europe on the sometimes of May in 2017. You want to go to dinner with us? And I was so happy that he wrote me that I just asked Florian, my husband, Muhammad and his wife, they are in Europe on the of May. Do we want to go to dinner with them? And Florian said, where in Europe? So I asked Muhammad, where in Europe? And he said, oh, you have the choice. Paris, Rome, we are traveling around. And I asked Florian, Paris or Rome? And he said, that's not near to Düsseldorf. Yeah, I know. But it's nearer than Dubai.
That's right.
And he said, okay, tell them we're coming. I prefer Rome. I've been to Paris before.
And let me add one thing here. I did
Yeah,
give you a choice. If you want, we can plan in our route, come to Düsseldorf, and you said no. We also want to enjoy Rome.
that's true. And it's good. I mean, that's how it works. I have really, if somebody would have told me that 3 months before, I would have told him, you are completely crazy, man. But it works.
Yeah.
Just do some crazy things. Just do it.
Be yourself. Go with the
Yeah.
flow. When we were starting this podcast, we thought we will, talk what this and that. And then I said, Miriam, why don't we just let it go? The second option. And she said, let it flow. Because that's coming from your heart. Otherwise, we have enough media to make us up and we do the media casts.
That's true. So I think for today, everything is said because we know what we want and we love to entertain you and give you the possibility to think about that this planet is one planet. That we do not want to do this with, like in a teaching book, We just want to talk to each other from Germany to Dubai and perhaps from other places where we meet and broadcast. So, let's see what's happening in the next years.
You never know what happens. By the way, it's a D from D, Düsseldorf to Dubai.
Ah, that's true. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
guys, enjoy. Thank you very much, Miriam, for your time. And as I know you guys have enjoyed this, we'll bring you the next one as well very soon. So definitely you're going to like and share it. And we appreciate that.
And then, Mohammed, I'll have some really investigative questions for you. That's
Years ready for your investigative questions because what is going to change people's perspective, because we have already a different perspective. We have a lot to talk about. We have to talk about body language. We have to talk about cultural differences. We have, similarities, and we have to talk about the NLP stuff. And most importantly, we want to talk about you people, so that you can enjoy the best of your life.
have a good time and see you next time. We'll tell you when we go on air next time.
See you guys. Enjoy, like and share. Bye. Bye, Miriam.